1.
Good morning. My name is Kenneth Myers Sr. I love enough to tell you the truth and respect enough to give you the facts. We're here this morning with Ms. Rita, Allison. Ms. Rita, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Myers. How are you this morning?
We're here to talk about an important lady in our community.
Yes.
Ms. Mary Ann Riley. And so the main question I'd like for us to talk about this morning is how your relationship with Mary Ann, what impact has that had on your personal life and your political life?
Well, I first met Mary Ann probably 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. I was encouraged to run for public office for South Carolina House District 36. And of course, you have to register with your party, and I did. And shortly thereafter, I got a call from Mary Ann, and she said to me, you know, I am president of the Greater Spartanburg Republican Women, and I would like for you to become a part of that club. And since then, I belong to her club, pay my dues there, and of course I became an associate member of other clubs in town that were housing Republican women. But Mary Ann was president then, and I knew right off that she was not only full of passion about what she was doing, but was tremendously dedicated to it. She believed in the Republican creed, and she believed in our Constitution, not only of the state, but of the nation, and she was willing to work for all of that. So we had a nice relationship from the very beginning, and she has been a tremendous help to me over the years, as well as being very vocal about where she stands. Very, very close to the Constitution, wants to keep things flowing in that direction, and she has offered a lot of good advice. She has been one that has, as I've served over the years, she's been one that has told me when she felt like I was right, and she's also told me when she felt like I was wrong, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that she's one of those people that doesn't just talk. She carries out her feelings and how she feels about things. I know that she has helped many people in our community over the years. She's opened her house to many people in our community that had a need or needed a home or that kind of thing. Of course, my emphasis in serving in the House of Representatives has mostly been in education for our state, and she's been very involved in volunteering in schools. She's forever talking to me about the education system in our schools, what the needs are of our students and their families. And another thing that I felt very close to her about was she served on our foster care board here in Spartanburg up until about a year ago when she retired, but she did phenomenal work with foster children in our area.
Everybody I talk to, it appears to me that they have an extreme amount of trust when it comes to Mary Ann Riley.
Sure.
And so that's a character trait that we talk about, her being a role model for the next generation of young Republican women. How do you feel about that?
Well, she's earned that trust. She is as true as her word. When she tells you something or shares something with you or commits to you on something, she is very true to her word. And I think when you're with a person like that and you see that day-to-day trust, there's a great respect there. And I think young women, especially coming along, will immediately see that in Mary Ann Riley and will immediately latch on to her and want to learn from her, and they trust her in what she's saying. She doesn't say it unless she means it. Okay. You may not want to hear what she has to say, but she's straightforward. Straightforward.
On a personal side, when we talked to Ms. Riley, she told us all types of stories.
Yes.
But when I met her, she was at the stand down for the veterans. And she was out there serving chicken, potato salad, running around. And I had no idea who she was until everybody was gravitated towards her.
Right.
And so how have you seen her about the community?
Well, she's very vested in her community, and you spoke of the veterans. She loves the Blue Star Mothers, right. Very involved with the Blue Star Mothers, and she's forever looking out for our veterans. And as I said earlier, there's one thing about Mary Ann, she's not going to just ask you to do something that she's not willing to do herself. So you will see her any and everywhere, volunteering, offering her assistance, not just in a supervision way, but she's out there actually doing it. And I love it because she always dresses in her red, white, and blue.
Yes.
She always wears her hat. And as I told you earlier, you can pick her out in a crowd, you know, immediately. And I think, you know, the personality that she has, the caring and people feeling that caring that she has is why people migrate to her.
Okay. Well, when we talked to Miss Riley about interviewing folks, and she said, well, I got a list of folks.
Right.
And so I found that very interesting because she's a leader and she knows who she can depend on.
Right.
You know? And so I'm just very impressed with what she's done around the community, in her personal life, for the community, for the party. So I think she's a perfect role model. At what point do you think that she would stop?
I don't think she'll ever stop until the good Lord lays her down, and then I think when she gets to heaven, she's going to do the same thing. Watch out. She's going to join up with all those that went before her. When I first met her, her mom was living in the home with she and Wayne, her husband, and her mom went with her everywhere as long as she physically was able to do that, and she took care of her, involved her. And you know, lots of times when you look at a person and you notice how they treat their family, especially their mother and their father, you know that they are an in-depth, caring person, and she was very much so. Recently, she was going to the National Convention, and I said to her, you have a group going? And she said, well, I'm staying with a friend. But she said, I'm driving. And I said, Mary Ann, you're going to drive all the way to Washington by yourself? Yes, think nothing about it. But you know, she's gone there so many times, participated in so many national conventions, state conventions. Just recently, she was very involved in our state women's convention and the Red Lady Dress Day in Columbia and all. She's always there, and people look to her. They may not always agree with her, but they trust her and they respect her. And that's very evident in our state and our nation.
Well, I've experienced last week, like Tuesday, went to the State House. Her driving skills are excellent.
They obviously are. She made it all the way to Washington and back.
And she was not late.
No. Very prompt, very involved, and she's going to do her part. I guess the thing that I appreciate the most about her, other than her heart and her caring, is the fact that she is always there and doing her part. Always doing her part.
Well, I have another question I want you to explore. Miss Mary Ann Riley has done what I think is a fantastic job as a leader in organizing the Republican women here in Spartanburg. What do you think is her strongest suit as a leader?
I think that I think there's two things. I think caring and trust. I think a good leader sort of brings people along with them, and she does that. It's not all about Mary Ann Riley and being the leader. It's about motivating other people to get involved, and I think a good leader does. People trust them, they respect them, they know they truly care, and they want to follow that person. And I think that's why she has so many followers and why she's such a great leader. She as I said, she not just talks the talks, but she walks the walk too.
That's excellent. Excuse me. While talking to Mary Ann Riley, it is evident that she has a passion and a commitment for her community and her family, and now in particular with the party. We saw her down in Columbia last week, and everybody's attracted to her.
Oh, yeah.
She's forever positive. And one person we interviewed, they just talked about how she never complains.
No, I have seen her with some real physical challenges and some illnesses over the years, and it's never about her. Even in the hospital, she'll say, well, you know, I'm going to be home, and she's either on the computer sending a notice out or something about the club or whatever. No, she takes those things. I think she's a woman of faith, and being a woman of faith, I think she you know, she knows that we should be here to do God's work, and I think she's all about that.
Well, I think she's an excellent example for character.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So what have been your experiences and your interaction with her and her family, you know, on a personal level?
Well, Wayne, of course, is a little more laid back, good man, laid back and very supportive. Over the years that I have seen and have known both of them, tremendously supportive of Mary Ann and her work and all, but he takes the phone calls.
Okay.
Many times she's out volunteering and doing what she can do, and Wayne's at home taking the phone calls for her. But good man, they're have a great relationship and means so much to our community. She has meant a lot to me, not just from the support that she has given me, but she's truly been, even though we're probably about the same age, she's been a great role model to me to realize that if you stay the course and you truly care, and if it's not about you, but it's about what you can do for others, that you can make a difference. One man, one woman can truly make a difference if they set their mind to it and stay on course with a positive, caring attitude. And she has that, and has done that, and has left a great, great legacy and impression on many. And I think the young people coming along can learn so much from her. Not just from what she says, but by watching her life and what she has done and what she continues to do. There's no letting up with Mary Ann Riley.
Well, I know she had the power of attraction. I've interacted with her and talked to her for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel like I've known her for 40 or 50 years.
Sure, she is that kind of person. You do. You meet her one time and you feel like you've known her all your life.
Well, Miss Rita, Allison, I thank you so much for giving us a different insight on Miss Mary Ann Riley.
Well, Mr. Myers, it was not just my pleasure to be with you today and to do this, but it's my honor just to have some nice, kind words that come very easily from Mary Ann Riley.
Well, thank you so much. So in ending, we are very supportive and we honor and respect Miss Mary Ann Riley. I'm your host, Kenneth Myers Sr. I love you enough to tell you the truth and respect you enough to give you the facts. You are excellent.
Love that.
You are excellent.
I love that. Love what you said.